Hey Cougars, Mr. Franklin here. In this video, I want to briefly recap our Learn It, Teach It project that we've been working on this quarter, partly to help you figure out this particular discussion board for this week, but also to catch anybody up that has had a hard time participating throughout so that maybe you can jump in. So this is the discussion board from Tuesday, which is yesterday when I'm recording this. 5.25 LITI final base design discussion board. So this discussion board basically is for all week. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting all the pieces together. And why people are suddenly paying attention is this discussion post will be locked as of Thursday it says 9 p.m. I have said midnight in class. So we will go with the midnight time. But this discussion post will lock on Thursday and it won't reopen. And that's because on Friday, you're going to be writing up your final base proposal. And in order to have your final base proposal ready to write and create, that discussion has to be done. It can't continue. So let's take a look at, on Monday, you had a post with an example of what your final proposal will look like. So the whole purpose of Mr. Ness going through and scoring this is what your final presentation might look like. Hopefully yours would be a little bit better than the one that I wrote, but you're going to have a little bit of background about your lunar location. What are you looking at? What is your specific focus area? If you're the energy group, if you're all that good stuff. Then you're going to put your entire teams. What has each member of your team decided? So if you're doing energy, you should have picked your 4 components: information storage, communication. Oh wait, this one has unknown. So when we see the unknown, that means that person wasn't able to participate for whatever reason. And so we just don't know what that status is. So we just mark it that way. Okay. Partly because I'm not going to downgrade your score because of someone else's not participating, but I am going to grade based on what has been posted in the discussion that I just showed you, the 5.25 discussion. What you should have done by this point, and I know some of you have not, is you should have chosen your 4 components for the base. Now, part of what I think the confusion is, you almost have to imagine this like there are 4 domes that are going to be put down on the moon, and each dome requires one of the components. So there are 4 structures that are going to be put down. That's why you need 4 components. Within each structure, you got 3 choices. So it doesn't matter what group, we gave everybody 3 things to choose from. So one of them you're going to double up on at least as a minimum. So this time I chose flexible living space, radiation shielding, impact damping. I could have gone and said flexible living space for all 4 of them, but it would change what it makes, what it produces, and it would also change what is needed from other components for my base. Okay, so that's what you're supposed to have done, is picked which one produces what you need for your base and what are the requirements it has. How do you know what your base needs? I'll show you in a second. If you keep going, what you're going to do on the next slide is talk about what are the limitations based on your choices. What are some problems it causes? What are some successes, or what are some good things about it? What do you not know? What questions do you still have? And then you're going to have a slide about why did I make those choices? So ultimately, this is really the most important thing, is we're going to be looking for your why. Why did you make these choices? Because if you give the why, then it's not as important exactly what you chose, as long as you're able to explain your thinking about it. So let's go and take a look at, where is all this coming from? Well, it goes all the way back, honestly. Back in 3.3.7, you were assigned, each person's 3.3.7 was different. You were assigned a topic. So for example, this student was assigned solar energy. Well, all of these students are in the energy group. So your topic would have been energy. For the rest of the Learn It, Teach It, you're talking about energy, energy, energy. At the very beginning, you argued for a specific type of energy, but we're past that now. but that's how you know. You have to go to 3.3.7 to find out what your base topic is, okay? Then you got in a group and you were supposed to pick a base location. Not everybody participated in that discussion for lots of reasons. So how do I know where my base is being built? You're going to go to 4.2.8. So whichever base your group chose, so those that participated chose the base location. And so you're going to find in yours only one of these, but there are 3 choices. You're going to find one of these. So you click on that and it tells you where you're building. And inside this pear deck, it actually tells you what you need to produce or what is needed for you to have in order to survive on that location. Okay, so the first slide is what every astronaut needs. This last one shows what do your astronauts need for your base. Okay, so look through this, read the restrictions. It talks about what your location produces, what it needs, what are some problems, and you can go there and that'll kind of tell you what you need to make. 4.2.8. Then you were supposed to do last week, you had a constructing whatever module. So you were supposed to build whatever it is that you're building. So for example, in the energy module, if you go to 5.1.6, it explains what the different components are. It explains what your cards mean. And you were supposed to basically, at the ultimate goal at the end was to write this paragraph. And this paragraph was supposed to go in a discussion board from last Friday, and it should also be pretty much the same format for 5.2.5 that I just showed you. This is the format that you should be working from. Now, if you really want the good information in this pear deck, there is a document link, and each document is different based on your component. It explains what it is that you're supposed to be working with. It tells you what your components are. What does it make? Uptime bolts of 10, downtime bolts of 0. Uptime means that there's sunlight. Downtime means there's no sunlight. It needs life support. It needs tools. So it tells you what you need. If you have a fuel cell, it produces daytime and nighttime stuff. It needs some fuel and it needs some profit, some money to make it work. Okay? So go to that document at the very bottom. It also has an example of what that paragraph should look like. Okay, it tells you everything that you need to know. And that should have gone into not that one. Sorry, wait for it to load. Friday, 5/21, the LITI-6 team construction discussion. So whatever team you're in, only your team can see that discussion. So look for LITI-6, go to that discussion, and you should be able to see what other people have posted. But it should be in the format of that paragraph and not just some random information. I've seen some random information where people are not talking about the topic. Okay, so how do I know what to put? It's all up here in 5.1.6. So basically what you should have done in 5.1.6 is shared your rough draft, your idea, looked at what other people have made, and you should be making changes, and you're going to post that change to 5.2.5. So yesterday was you were supposed to have collected all that information basically in that paragraph format and posted yesterday. Today, which is Wednesday, now you're supposed to read through the entire discussion board, look at what everybody's posted, and make changes. Say, hey, I need this. What about this? Oh, I forgot about that. This is where the conversation is going to happen, okay? And here is an example of what that post should look like. On Thursday, you should go back through, read through what people have posted, and then post your final decision, okay? Once the final decision is made, make sure it's posted, but at the end of Thursday, it's going to lock. It's going to lock out. You're not going to be able to go back and change anything. Okay. And that's okay. Because once again, we're going to be talking about why. You're going to be able to present about why. And if something does change or you notice an error, you can just state that in your presentation. Okay. And you can talk about it. So once you're done with Thursday, on Friday, you're going to actually build your final proposal. So you're going to make a copy of this presentation, and you're going to go in and you're going to change all these settings. Okay. So don't just turn in my presentation. So change all of these settings to make it a better presentation. But you should be answering these key questions. I chose these because what's the connection to the moon base? How does it help or benefit other parts of the base? Accomplish the mission of the moon base. Okay. So I hope that clarifies some confusion. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you in class. Thank you. Bye.